this morning, Sunday school. Our faith word for this month has been blessing. So we are going to continue in learning that story. We're continuing to learn about Isaac and Rebekah and their two sons, Esau and Jacob. Last week we learned that the boys were very different. They looked different and they liked different things. Esau liked the outdoors and being with wild animals. Jacob preferred to be around tame animals and enjoyed cooking. Jacob was close to his mother, Rebekah, and Esau was close to his father, Isaac. In the early Hebrew times, the birthright was the main family inheritance, the main way that anyone got money or material goods. And so it was a very important thing. And traditionally, that right went to the oldest son, which would be Esau, since he was born just before Jacob. However, it seems that the birthright wasn't very important to Esau. So Esau ended up willingly giving his birthright to Jacob for some good soup. We don't know what Esau was thinking when he decided to do this. He may have been thinking that the birthright just wasn't important to him because he didn't want to be the head of the family anyway. Or he may have been counting on the blessing from Isaac later in life. Usually in the Hebrew culture, only the father could give that formal blessing, and it would typically be bestowed as the father was close to death. So we don't know for sure what may have been in Esau's mind, but we do know that Esau traded his birthright for a bowl of soup. And what Jacob did was trick Esau into doing this. So what Jacob did was wrong. And what you can do is pray to God to help you figure out what are the best choices, what are your good choices in life. And now I'm going to share the Bible story about this. And I wonder, what is your favorite part of the Bible story? And this is from the Children's Bible. And we're going back to our story with Rebekah. The boys grew, and Rebekah loved Jacob the best. He liked to stay in the tent while Esau was out in the open air, stalking and hunting the wild deer. Isaac loved Esau best and liked nothing better than the delicious venison stew Esau cooked from the deer he caught. One day Esau arrived home and he was very, very hungry. An appetizing smell filled the tent, for Jacob was cooking soup. "Give me some soup," Esau shouted. "I'm starving." Jacob thought quickly. Here was the chance he had been waiting for. He would bargain with Esau for the thing he wanted the most. "I'll give you some soup," he agreed, "if you give me the rights that belong to the firstborn son." "All right," Esau said impatiently. "Anything you want. I'm sure I'll die of hunger anyway if I don't get something to eat, so what do I care?" "Promise me," Jacob insisted. "Yes, yes," Esau repeated, and Jacob handed him the steaming soup. Esau drank it hungrily, then turned and left the tent without another thought about it. That was how much he cared about God's promise. Esau quickly forgot about his lost right to be the head of the family that God was going to bless, but Jacob thought about it often. His mother had told him one day about God's message to her before the boys were born, that he would have the blessing. And now let's get out our craft page. And it looks like this. It says the birthright, Jacob's soup. And we're going to punch out the bowl and then the pictures of the soup ingredients. And then what we're going to do is glue them to the bowl. This is the fun part. We get to punch out the items here. And you guys will probably be better at this than I am in punching out the items here. Here's our bowl and our spoon. And then we'll get our other ingredients here. Looks like this is some vegetable soup, maybe some beans, I think. And then we have, looks like an onion. And another onion. Different kind here. And then some more spices that probably made it smell so good for the soup. And then we will glue this on. So if you have any glue sticks or glue at home, you just use that to stick these on. Onion here, and onion here. And then we've got our, what looks to me like beans, but you can make it whatever you like in your soup. We can pretend that's what it is. And then we have our bowl of soup, and if you want to color in the bowl, you can do that. And then lastly, we're going to say a prayer together. Dear God, thank you for hearing our prayers, even the ones we don't say out loud. Amen.